Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. So this is a day that I've been waiting for so many reasons. One, I've missed the Addams family. I love you guys and I love doing the lives. Two, I get Ashley and Imani both today from Taste of Reality. Absolutely love them and their opinions. And three, we get the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the final part of the reunion, which I've just been waiting for just to get through this. This has been on since September, so it has been 6 months almost, you guys, of this. So yeah. Before we jump in, I did share and pin a link at the top. I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow we're announcing one of the first winners of the giveaway. We're giving away 3 Rose Forevers because they have partnered with our company Blow, the Blow company, our CBD company. If you guys are interested and want to partake in the giveaway, all you have to do is go to theblowcompany.com. When you make a purchase, you use code ROSE, you get 20% off, and we can see on the back end who used the code, and then we will pick 3 lucky winners. So that's all. But with that, guys, smash the like button, show some love, and let us know where you're watching from in the live chat. And also let us know what you thought of last night's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's get that chat popping. And welcome, Ashley and Imani.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Literally,
good morning. Imani and I did not plan to be Wicked coded.
I was about to say, did you guys see the Wicked? We see, what is it? Glinda, Alphaba.
Linda.
I'm a witch.
And I'm a witch.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Can I say really quick, when that came out with Ariana and Cynthia, like when that little song came out, I kept singing it, and Jason's like, "That's not Wicked. What are you singing?" And I'm like, no, it was like a promo. He's like, "I know Wicked. That's not a part of it." And I was like, "No, it is."
That's actually so funny.
It is now.
Yes.
It is now.
We are Alphaba and Glinda. Although I do have some Glinda in me.
You know, and I have definitely a lot of Alphaba in me, but her signature color is green, much like Eleanor, or what's her name? Evelyn Hugo, for the readers out there. And I'm a pink girly. So like, this is just.
Can anybody guess my favorite color?
Let me put on my thinking cap here.
Is it black?
Oh my God.
A raven loving gentleman over here.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. So, guys, last night watching the episode, I feel like there's so much to talk about, especially with the threatening emails, some of the harder conversations. I had a conversation with Bose last night.
Oh my God, love her.
Oh my God. That just took my breath away.
Same, Ashley. I'm like I'm not well.
So I ended up, I kind of want to dissect this with you guys because I was, I guess, reading into the conversation that she was having with her man about babies and things like that. And I think I kind of lean like I felt like he wasn't being like the best about that conversation in a way. So I voiced my opinions a little bit on Instagram, and Bose was like, "Oh, come on, like he's a really, really great guy." And I was like, "You know what?" I said to her, I said, "I just want to let you know, like, one, I already know that like with the LA fires and everything, you've been through so much and it was just your birthday and stuff. And I do know editing can play a huge part in a lot of conversations. So I went ahead and I took it down and I said, you know, like, I never want to upset anyone." And she was like, "Oh my God, I wasn't trying to pressure you to take it down." And she's like, "That's so sweet, blah, blah, blah." And we had a great conversation. I am such a fan of Bose.
Yeah, me too. What an amazing addition to the franchise. I just love her.
I just really hope that
we would like lift her up and put her in the center of the group and like cheer her on because she is that girl.
I just want to see, do you guys remember? Oh God, it's another Mean Girls reference. Do you guys remember when Janice Ian goes, "And I'm a blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
Then, like, into the crowd. Like, I just want her to jump into the Bravo fans and be like, "We will carry you through.
We will catch you," unlike they did. Who did they drop? Was it Gretchen Wieners?
Yes. She's like, I'm sorry that I'm so popular. And
I'm sorry that I'm better than all of you.
And then she just falls and they're like, "Oh, it's okay. Walk it off. Walk it off."
Yeah. No, I did see some discourse on her man at that moment on social media. So I don't know that your opinion was too off base there. But also on the heels of seeing TJ, Anybody is good to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly, I didn't see any of this, like anything negative about her man. I didn't see, well, I've been busy. I haven't been on social media much, but I thought he handled it really well. I thought he came off, I'm not saying he handled it perfectly, but like for what like a man understands, no offense, men, but like for real, but like men don't understand it like we do. And in
Yeah.
his realm of what I'm going to give him for understanding, and I see him as like a smart and emotionally intelligent person, I feel like he did the very best with the information that he has in his lexicon and
sure.
put that out. And in a very I don't know, yes, to her boyfriend, all of him, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Big fan of Boz, and I also Bose. I'm so sorry. Wait,
I say that all the time.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people do that.
But like
Okay.
the way it's written, it looks like it would be like a short O sound rather than a long O
Yeah.
sound.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm so wrong for that. I also really enjoy she and Dorit's friendship. I eat that shit up. It is so good. I love it.
Where's my vein? Put it in there.
And her I love having you guys on together. She also too, by the way, you know, I love her confessionals. I guess this is just a Bose appreciation live right now. But like, I love her confessionals. Like, and we'll get to it. Even when Kathy Hilton was like, you know, like I went back to 3000 BC and I'm part Chinese. And Bose was like, what the hell did she just say? And she was just looking like, no, Kathy, you're not Chinese.
You're not Chinese.
You're not
And then
Chinese.
the PK shade, I thought he was 62 when I first met him.
You know, that's valid.
It's valid.
It's
He
valid.
looked older then than he does now, for the record.
He looks better now. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. He did glow up, but he did have that sort of Martin, not Martin. Who is the
I
guy?
know who you're talking about. I think it's
come on, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Has
Martin.
that, like, you know how like Steve Martin was young for a long time, but he did age with the white hair, and he like kind of, you know, he looked a little bit older than what he was, and he really played into it with his characters. PK does have, you know, some people. George Clooney does not look, you know, his age.
Well, let's just list all the men that get better with age now, don't we?
Yeah.
And he kind of had like an older vibe, even from when we first met PK and Dorit on Beverly Hills. And I'm also screaming at Kathy calling him PJ.
Not PJ.
God, Kathy Hilton is such
Does she do this on purpose?
I wonder. Possibly. Nobody's writing this. Nobody could write this. Tell me who could write this. I don't know who they are.
Well, because go ahead, Adam.
No, please, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because Dorit literally was like, and PK, and then she was like, yeah, and PJ, and I'm just like, she literally just said it.
And you know what's funny is like every time, it's even like last week's episode when she was trying to have this real conversation about Jagger being like, Mommy, are you and Daddy going to get a divorce, Mommy? And she's like, you know, and we were talking, and Sutton's like, we got to get in the car. We're done. You know, like
crazy for that.
Every time Dorit tries to have like a conversation about, it's always clown, and it's like you just like nobody is just you. Can't, I actually kind of feel bad.
That's her new friendship.
Yeah. She
likes to listen, and Dorit likes to talk, and I think that's match made in heaven. Speaking of Sutton, though, I've always been taught respect your elders, respect them. However, learning Sutton's personality makes so much more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow, her mom is. I'm from the South. I grew up in a little town right out of New Orleans. And that was, I think that's one of the reasons I don't watch Southern Charm as religiously. I've gotten really into it this year, but I haven't gotten into it just because a lot of like, just like the Southern behaviors are just like,
Ashley, I'm the same way. That's why I was so resistant to watching Southern Charm for so long. Cause I'm like, these are the people I went to high school with. I'm good. Yeah. But I really, really enjoy the show, to your point, and absolutely obsessed. But I was resistant for a long time because of that.
You know, I never really, to be honest with you guys, I grew up in the South too, in Tennessee and also in Florida. And people always say Florida is not the South, and I'm like, no,
It is.
Florida is the most southern state that you can go.
It is 100% South. I rebuke that. It is.
It is. And like I had one stepmother who she used to literally just torture the hell out of me. She made my life miserable. She kind of reminded me in a way, and this is nothing, I don't know Sutton's mom, but she had very similar mannerisms. And watching last night, we'll just pop all over the board here.
Yeah.
But watching two things. One, when Sutton invited Garcelle, that made sense to me. When she invited Kyle, I'm like, you literally just roasted this woman before Garcelle's beach like retreat home, like situation. Like you literally were just like, well, what are you sorry for? Well, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, what do you mean by that? And it's like, Sutton, I'm sorry for everything.
Yeah.
And Erica was looking at her like, Sutton, you're kind of being an asshole right now. Like you have also done things that you've had to apologize for. And like right now you're looking for a moment. So I was kind of shocked that she brought Kyle into that. But then when they showed up, I really felt bad for Garcelle, who that's what you do. If you go to someone's house, like anytime Jason and I show up to someone's house, even we have our business partners here on the island. Like when we show up, I swear I'm always giving them like a candle or a rose forever, or like I'm like bringing champagne. I never show up to somebody's place without a gift because I feel like it's so rude. And I think that's just like what I was taught. But then I see her mom and she's like, wow, what is this? And okay,
this scarf. Like obviously it was expensive. Like she obviously went to a lot of trouble to get it. Yeah. And she's a Southern woman. She should know how to accept a gift.
And that's my thing too, Ashley. And I'm just like, you're close to 100 years old. You clearly know how to have
manners.
Not
great. That's true.
It is, but she acts it too.
It's like 80-something. You're very close to 100 years old, meaning you've been on this planet for almost 100 years.
She's 4/5 of the way there.
And you don't know how to be gracious. You're a Southern belle. Aren't you having those Southern manners? And you don't know how to accept a gift?
And I actually don't like the excuse that sometimes people will use different excuses for different people depending on where they come from and what parts of like, let's isolate this to the United States of America. And it's like, well,
this is fun.
Sometimes people don't know, like people will make excuses saying like, oh, well, it's just like they grew up different or whatever the case is. And it's like, no. That's not how you look at things. At the end of the day, this is very straightforward. Someone gives you a gift. And when you get the gift, it's like, wow, you did not have said gift before. It's clearly a nice gesture. Unless you're Kenya Moore, like rating in Marlo Hampton's, like bringing in like the whole choir of Kenya Moore hair care. Like maybe that gift, I would be like, no.
Exactly.
But this had nothing but great intention.
It wasn't the blue bunny from Beverly Hills. It wasn't the reunion bunny with the bad energy.
It was a sax scarf.
And furthermore, Garcelle and Sutton are best friends. So, like at baseline, you should show that some respect. Also, did anybody else clock that her mom, Reba, only called Kyle pretty and did not call Garcelle pretty when everyone with eyes can see that Garcelle is literally stunning?
Wow.
Oh, have you guys met her in person?
Garcelle, no.
No. I've seen her son, and like her son took my breath away.
Oh, Oliver's hot too.
To be clear.
I haven't seen the younger ones. I've never met them, but
yeah.
Let me be very clear about that.
We're not EJ.
She has these cheekbones, and she just has like this. When you talk to her, she has this big smile all the time, and she's just always like She has such an infectious energy, and I'm not sitting here just like kissing her behind. She's literally one of the most gorgeous women I've ever met. She is so pretty. And Kyle is also very stunning.
Of course.
Yes. I'm reading her autobiography right now, Miss Garcelle. It's been on my bookshelf. Imani wrote it. She reviewed it for Taste of Reality. And I needed something a little bit lighter and not the typical dystopian thing that I read. So I'm reading Garcelle's book, and it is very enjoyable. Thank you, Garcelle, for sharing your story.
Not dystopian.
Yeah,
Shit.
I wasn't feeling that at all. I shared a tweet. Someone, I was cracking up. They're like, please get Garcelle out of Augusta. And I'm like, 100%. She needs to leave.
We need to get her protected at all costs.
Yeah, it was just so awkward and uncomfortable. And it's crazy to me, maybe because I have this relationship with my mom. I would have checked her. I would have been like, Mom.
Did you see this comment?
I have had to do this. From who?
Samantha said that whole scene gave Get Out vibes.
Oh my God.
No. You know, it's funny because my mom still to this day is a career, like my mom had kids very young and she is still a career server.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so proud of my mom and both my parents. I love them so much.
Yeah.
But like sometimes we'll go out and her one thing is that she needs extra ice and everything.
Sure.
And she will literally start like, she's like, hello, like more ice. Like I asked for ice and then she'll look at me and she's like, how hard is that? Like I'm a server, more ice. And I'm like, Mom, you're being really rude right now. Like stop doing that. Like this person also imagine somebody doing that to you. Like this person, you don't know what they're going home to. You don't know if they don't know like how they're going to pay their bills this month. You don't know what their kids are going through. Like you don't talk to or treat people like that. And she'll be like, okay, Adam, okay, we're having a bad day. And I'm like, no, don't internalize that and make yourself the victim, you little villain. That is not what we're doing. You are gaslighting this situation. And she gets so pissed. My mom gets so pissed at me for calling her out. And Jason loves it because he'll sit back and he's like, Jason just sits there and watches and he's like, get her. And I'm like,
yeah,
Mom. But no, it's the same thing. Sutton, like, yeah, like your mom. And then I was watching with the mom, which I really applaud Sutton because, you know, it's got to be hard getting $300,000 a month, right? And she has this beautiful mansion in Augusta that is just stunning. It's like the White House of Augusta. And in the back, the guest house is like bigger than any home I've ever lived in. And she has this beautiful guest home. And she's like, you know, I had this conversation with Sutton and I just felt like I should be here in the back and I should look over the grounds. And so I live back here and this is my friend right here. And he sometimes might help me out. But yeah, I live back here. And Garcelle's like, I love your grandchildren. And she's like, really? Because I think one of them's just he's a little weird, you know? And I'm like, Jesus, do you have you cannot know. You
like, we're not calling teenagers weird, even though they are. Like,
they are weird, but
they're weird. Teenagers are weird, but we can't single them out. I'm making a general statement.
Meanwhile, Porter's like, couldn't be me.
Yeah. But then you're looking at it and you're like, no, you can't say those things. And she's like, I just did.
Yeah. Also, how depressing that Reba has a friend and I don't.
Yeah. I mean,
Reba's getting hers. I mean, Reba's living the dream, you guys.
Reba's not living in that back house. You guys know that, right? While Sutton is gone, Reba is like living in the main house and she's just figuring out when Sutton's coming home.
Boys are coming over. Totally.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm doing poker night in the main house tonight. And she's like, I just and then she finds out Sutton's coming in town and she probably calls the cleaners and everybody to come and like zhuzh it up. And she goes to the back and like walks out and she's like, oh, Sutton, you made it. That's so wild. Well, welcome. How can you leave? You know?
That's so funny.
I agreed with Garcelle. I'm like, maybe I should have been Kyle and like not bought your ass anything.
No, seriously. I'm shocked Kyle didn't bring a little something.
Something. I mean, I always have bottles of wine at my house in case I don't have time to go out and get a host gift. Like, there's always something. I always have extra candles. I went to a friend's house the other day and I brought the best guest host gift. Do you know what I brought?
What?
A jar of Harry Hamlin's pasta sauce.
Oh, God.
That's a good gift.
Yeah, I wanted to try it and it came with 3 jars. So I was like, yeah.
You know what? I want to try that.
You know,
good?
The Starbucks in Charleston, they started like I go through every day and I go through like 3-4 times through the drive-through. Like I'll record and then I'm just like, no, I need more espresso. And it's like, I got to get my fix. And I go back and they stopped charging me for everything because like I would just talk to them and I'd be like, hey, Amanda, how are you? And how's your husband? And this and that. And they just started giving me everything for free. So before we left, I just brought like a ton of blow and was like passing it out to all of them. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be like a glorified drug dealer or anything, but I just like want you guys to try the product and like just give it out. And I thought that like, I think that it doesn't matter what the gift is. I think it's the intention behind it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, if it's your product, if it's not your product, if it's just something that you picked up, if it's something that you made for somebody, there's an intent because you thought of them.
Exactly.
And the handmade gift means so much more to me. Personally,
I mean, Taylor Swift, like
make something like that's everything to me.
Imagine being Travis Kelce. Like, what the hell do you get his girlfriend?
You know, she makes his team Pop-Tarts. Like, she'll like bring the team like homemade like pastries that she baked that morning. Like, that's a thoughtful gift.
That's a thoughtful gift.
You go to Vicky Gunvalson's house, you bring a casserole.
100%.
Or a family van.
Or a family van. Or you bring a casserole in a family van.
Yeah.
If you really want the gold star.
So, moving on, I did want to ask you guys about this too. What were your thoughts about the 7-page threatening email with Dorit Kemsley?
I believe he sent that. I do.
Yeah.
My thoughts are I was shook when she alluded to PK not being a good father. I'm really shocked she said that publicly.
For her children, that crushed me.
So that just tells me this divorce, separation, whatever they want to call it today, is really, really bad. If she's willing to say that on television, it must be really, really bad.
I mean, she massacred him so far this season on
Annihilation.
Television. She literally was like, he's an alcoholic. He's a bad dad. He is threatening me in email. So he is not a good partner.
Yeah.
He's trying to divorce me.
Yeah.
He doesn't respond. He's trying to divorce me before 10 years. So he doesn't have to give me half of everything. He's also not he's not present in our children's lives. Like, he's not present at all. And I always have to make excuses for him for the kids. And I'm like, wow. I don't think that there's one facet of this man aside from his business that she didn't attack.
And I believe all of it. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I absolutely.
I won't speak to him being a bad father. I'm not speaking to that. But I believe that like he would leave at weeks on end and not probably say anything. I could see that.
Well, but then oh, sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, social media is a reflection if you are posting where you are. I mean, unless you're like back posting and stuff. Sure. But he would be in London for months at a time. If his kids are not in London, by definition, he's not spending time with his children. And FaceTime is better than nothing, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But so then I want to play devil's advocate too, because I grew up with a dad who worked 80 to 90 hours a week. One of his longest work days was 54 hours.
Wow.
Without coming home. And my dad is a lineman, right?
Okay.
So when we were living in Florida and the hurricanes would hit, he was just gone, like repairing and trying to get people their telephones back up and stuff like that. And we understood. And my dad would always come home because I would be really upset. Like, Dad, where are you? What's going on? And he'd be like, son, this house, this roof, like the things that you have, like I have to work. And I just want you to understand one day you will. And he would always play the song Cats and Cradle.
Silver spoon.
Yeah. It would just, and it reminded him of his dad because he would do the same thing. His dad was always working. And then my dad grew up to be the same way. And now my dad will reach out to me and he's like, son, you're always working. And it kind of like it triggered down or trickled down. And, you know, like thinking, I do want to give a little bit of grace to that too, because you do see Dorit, and I know that she's a working woman on the show and stuff like that, but you also have a very expensive lifestyle.
That's fair.
And if you don't want this man to work as hard as he's working, then maybe not every outfit needs to be $15,000.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
that's a good point.
Like maybe you tone it down a little bit. That way you can prioritize those family moments as opposed to those materialistic things that you have accrued.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That's a really good other side of the coin. And Dorit is definitely accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just feel this divorce, and I hope that Kyle is able to look at this and say, wow, I need to do something.
Yeah.
I don't think she will. Oh,
She's not that introspective.
Are you talking about regarding her and Mauricio?
Yeah, because it gets ugly. Like, I don't know anybody who's, I mean, divorce is messy. However you go, like, whatever the intention is, we intend to go in like friends. Like, that's not how it ends.
Can we shout out Erica, though, at that dinner scene?
What a friend.
I just was like sitting there, like taking notes as if I'm in the same situation. I was like, she was giving her some really, really good sound advice and just being like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you got it and you're good. That is the kind of friend you need. Like, she's been through the trenches. She has street smart. She's like wise. Like, has had money. She hasn't had money. Like, to me, that's the kind of person that's just really, really sound and just like, quick, let's get it, girl. You got it.
I actually respected everybody in that conversation when Dorit was sharing what was going on. And, you know, like for Bose is new in this friend group. And I think that she's gotten incredibly close to Dorit super, super fast. And I think that she still is like, okay, well, I will be here as a sounding board for you, and I will definitely give opinions, but I'm not going to overgive those opinions. Then you look at Erica, and Erica's like, I have been through this, and as a friend, you need to protect yourself. And then you have somebody like Kathy Hilton, who, with her and Paris, and you can even see Kyle in them, the way that they grew up, it was keeping your own business to yourself, and you don't want your business out there, so you don't really chime in on other people's business. And she totally displays that attitude towards it. I saw all of them, but Erica has won me over this season. I'm like, even if people look at you like you're playing both sides of the coin over here, I think that you're being a great friend to everyone. And also, Erica deserved, you know, like, I'm not saying anything positive about how the victims were treated or anything like that. I'm talking solely on the show with all of the backlash and everything Erica has gotten. I think it's okay to give her a break this season where we're not just attacking her.
This season, I think I'm not mad at her. Okay, here's the thing. People were also saying like Erica is only siding with Kyle because she knows Kyle is the ticket on the franchise. And so I respect that. I do, because Kyle is, let's be clear, Kyle's the queen.
Right.
She is. It's her show.
You don't have to like it, but it's true.
It's true. So people are like, she's just siding with Kyle because she knows Kyle is her quote unquote meal ticket. I can see that perspective, but like, to me, Erica's really, really logical. I genuinely think, like, obviously she has her own biases, right? But like, I feel like at the end of the day, like, she can look at something objectively. And I agree with the text message of it all. I get where Erica's coming from, because like in a vacuum, that's wrong. You should not text someone's ex who is like, they're not in a good spot. You're not in a good spot with that girl, and you're commiserating with that ex and 100% talking shit about that ex. To like, let's just be clear. Kyle 100% talks shit about Dorit to PK and vice versa. Yes. There's no world where that doesn't happen. Okay, cool.
Right. Preach.
However, they did have a friendship. Like, we've all seen PK, Mauricio, Kyle, and Dorit like together. Like, they did have a friendship. So I know nothing sinister was happening in those texts. Like, I know they weren't flirting or being inappropriate at all. We know that, but at the same time, it's still so inappropriate to continuously text your friend's ex, and that split is so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
That's why I get it.
That.
You know, and speaking on the Kyle and Mo divorce, Jason and I have been so open about this. So like, and people, when Jason and I first got married 2 years ago, people ripped me because I suggested that we have a prenuptial agreement that just shares what everything is. It's very straightforward, like black and white, like where we're not going to spend anything that we built together on attorneys and have to like sit there and just fight each other. I never wanted that because I saw it my whole life.
Yeah.
And so I would always explain it like that. And I shouldn't have opened my mouth, but sometimes I'm too much of an open book, and whatever, now I can't take it back. But looking at Kyle and Mo, it reminded me of right now, my mom is currently going through a divorce, and we moved her over to Hilton Head by us. And she's she's working and doing all of her stuff, but she came to an agreement with her husband where he pays X amount for the next few years. And I told her, I said, before you leave, you need to go and bring his ass with you and get this in writing, because the minute that you leave and he meets some other woman who comes into play and she starts saying, why are you paying this? Why are you doing this? What does she do for you? When my mom was around taking care of the whole household, his mother with one leg, his grandbaby, all of their things, like my mom really was just like the caretaker for so long. I'm like, she does deserve what she's getting, the little bit of amount. But I said, you don't want some other person coming into his life, getting into his head and like, you know, kind of controlling with different things like, well, I'm not going to hook up with you tonight because I don't understand, this is stupid. And like, maybe you obviously love your ex-wife and like, that's why you're doing it. So
Adam's spot on.
Yeah. And for Kyle and Mauricio, I think it's fair what Erica and some of them are saying. It's like, I know Kyle believes after 27 years of being together, he would never do that to me. And I would like to believe that too. But if you do get some girl who comes in to play and you're enamored with her and you just think that she's everything, and she all of a sudden just slowly starts putting these little Easter eggs out there of why, you know, like you need to be protected.
Agreed. Because I've never obviously been through a divorce, but people, as I've seen, their personality changes, like especially if there's another woman or man in the picture that, you know, is getting their attention and putting things in their ear. Like, no, she's trying to like rob you dry, like, you know. So and it's always, and the person who's usually coming in is not going to be on the side of the person you just left. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they always have opinions.
I was so confused. I'm sorry to go to Potomac, but what Stacey was saying, like, oh, I don't care. Oh, I'm sorry, Deborah.
No, you're not. No, Deborah, Imani is not interrupting me. But thank you, Deborah. She's not. Imani, go ahead. You're fine.
No, on Potomac, when Stacey is like, oh, I don't care to ask my ex-husband for child support. And I'm like, why wouldn't you have that?
Yeah. Literally.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
No, I think that this is just, these are things that it's like taking the proper steps to protect yourself, especially when you have built all of this together. I think it's different if you just came in and you're the really, really wealthy one and you just pick somebody up off of the street who has nothing and you fall in love with them. And then when you leave, you're like, why would I give you half of like this $50 million empire? I built this all on my own. I'm going to give you $2 million and leave me alone. I think that's very different. Kyle and Mauricio had nothing. Dorit came into a relationship with PK where he did have a lot. However, she gave you 2 beautiful children in 10 years of her life. She's not walking away without something.
Unless he gets this divorce paper signed before the 10-year mark.
I was going to ask you guys, if it was 9.5 years at the time that they filmed this, then we're clearly past the 10-year mark.
That's true.
I was doing the math because it typically takes at least around 6 months for it to be in the can to air. So I think the 10-year window, if it's not up, it's got to be up any minute now. And like, I mean, somebody needs to go on the Los Angeles court website and see if there's been any divorce filings.
I was going to say, wouldn't we know by now? Because those people are very resourceful and they find out when someone's
right.
divorced.
You know, it's somebody in the office who like leaks it.
100%.
We found out in 2 seconds.
A taste of reality, please.
Yeah. We found out in 2 seconds when Kyle Richards was trying to evict Kim. And that was like literally the day of we found out that these documents were signed. Like, no, we will find out. It would literally give us like 4 or 5 days to like get this information.
Exactly. But Dorit's probably dragging her feet and that's good. So, because I think she should have half. Sorry.
Right. And Stephanie in the comments said March is 10 years. So that's next month.
Yikes. So I'm curious if we hear something by next month.
Oh, God. Well,
I don't want to say this is exciting because it's not. Like, this is terrible for them. But as a viewer, I'm so invested in this. And the fact that he wants to do this when that's the mother of your children, he wants to play this whole 10-year game. That says a lot about him.
Also, I did see where somebody said, can we talk about New York, guys? Well, so today we all three have, we have to cut this just a little bit shorter today at like 45 minutes, but I did want to say tonight we're all going to be patiently waiting. And I am so excited for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 3. If you can't just read it on my face. We can address a lot of those topics that happened in New York last night too, tomorrow. But real quick too, while we're talking about this, I know that this week they dropped this, and I was curious what you guys thought about. There were so many Beverly Hills Housewives cameos in this one trailer. Like, what was going on?
I'm excited for this. I like Denise Richards, and I'm going to tune in. That's for sure.
I loved her first reality show. If you guys haven't watched the one from like the 2000s, like 2007 or something, like it is a real piece. It reminds you how the paparazzi was back then. Like it was a very different time.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting show to rewatch, and it really makes you understand how she handled things on Beverly Hills. She's a lot different when the show obviously is about her rather than an ensemble. Right. So I'm very excited for this, and her kids seem hilarious.
They do. I was cracking up at that one moment in the trailer when Sammy's the oldest, I think, and Lola's younger. When Sammy called her sister the B word, and Denise
like, you're being a bitch, dude. Don't call your sister, dude.
Yeah, that's your sister. I'm like, that is so Denise Richards.
Like, that was perfect. Again, you can't write that.
No, that was actually. I thought that was really funny. No, my God, Imani, don't. Deborah, you're gonna give Imani like PTSD.
A complex. Yeah. Someone keeps asking. Vicky was one of them. Something about, is Bethany okay? I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything.
Well, Bethany's honestly one of the reasons why I decided I needed to try Harry's sauce, because she said it was terrible in one of her TikToks that nobody asked her to do. And I was like, I wonder. And is Bethany okay?
Have you heard anything about it?
No, it's funny. I actually too even have access to Bethany, as far as like I could text her and ask her, but I'm not friends with her like that. But I have not seen anything. And also I guess even more so, I would be terrified to ask somebody with Bethany's personality, are you okay? Because I could see her being like, are you fucking okay? And I'd be like, I'm so scared of you.
No, speaking of reality spinoffs, did you guys watch Bethany's reality show where she had like people competing to run her business? That was an hour-long anxiety attack for me.
I haven't watched that.
It was intense. It was on that.
I forgot what it was. Yeah, I forgot what it was called. But you know what kind of made me mad about that was, at the end of the day, none of it was real. None of these people were getting the positions. Like, it was just all BS, and it came out so quick how just like BS it was. And I mean, I don't know, like that stuff like that kind of just annoys me. It's like, I was just talking about this on Southern Charm with like the Molly O'Connell, like coming from like America's Next Top Model, and Sally coming from, Bachelor Nation. And then even,
Sally.
we're friends with Leba, and even on Southern Hospitality, I know that sometimes like Bravo and the network, it is bigger than the person who, like Lisa Vanderpump of Vanderpump Rules, and they will sometimes outsource other cast members who might have some sort of Instagram following or something and put them into a situation, and then they don't make sense. And at those points, it's like, what are we watching? Because the fans are too smart, especially after the pandemic. We were able to dissect so much reality TV.
And that's it, Adam. Everything changed pop culture wise, celebrity wise, social media, reality TV after COVID. It forever altered like how we view and watch and consume things.
Yeah, I agree. Well, guys, I know, like I told you guys, we're going to be cutting it at around 40 minutes today, but I'm so happy that you both were able to join us. I don't know, Imani, if you're going to be available tomorrow. Ashley, I'm sure you'll be texting me tonight. I think that we'll be talking about all of this stuff. What's going on with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. And I can't wait, like I said, but In the meantime, I know that we always have live discussions and stuff. And if they don't know, I'll let one of you guys take the tasteofreality.com and then the other one, our Instagram over here. But
I'll take .com. And this is perfect segue for what you just said. So what we published this morning, if you go up to the top, the latest buzz, this is something interesting to clock. I don't know. Well, I sent this to Adam. I didn't know if Whitney had you blocked or not. So I was writing this article. And she was showing off her jewelry, which looks beautiful. It's all prism jewelry. And she was, just doing a little modeling. And she said she's very excited. She gets vindicated. Her brand is vindicated on this episode. So number one, I'm glad. Number two, I'm anxious to see how this plays out. Like, are you going to be mentioned again? Like, are the words Alibaba going to be coming up? Like, I'm anxious to see how this all ends. But she's clearly going into the reunion very confidently. So I'm very excited.
I am very excited as well. I'm very excited, but also very aware of just what my next move has to be. And we'll leave it at that. But again, for the live discussions tonight, because we see that last night, Beverly Hills especially was popping off. And so was Roni. Are you guys doing that for Salt Lake tonight?
Oh, of course. Every week, and sold on SLC. And I forgot to put up the premiere episode, but if you are not watching the flip off on HGTV, they said it's like the highest rated show they've ever had, or they've had in like years. It is amazing. I've been looking forward to it, and it was better than I expected. The first episode gives enough back history, and it's like real drama. Like, it's not like fake scripted, like Pigeon, he said, she said. Like, these are real relationships. It was fascinating. So we'll have a flip-off discussion, too. Even if it's just me in there, I'm going to be like,
I'll watch, Ashley, because it seems I like HGTV, so.
Oh, good. And I thought Adam would like it, too, because you like you're, like, into real estate. And, like, it's fascinating seeing spaces just, like, Christina's got an amazing eye. She'll like look at a room and be like, no, the bathroom needs to be over there. Yeah. That's the area for the kitchen. Like, it's amazing. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to also add in here, if they don't know, will you let them know where they can find you on Instagram?
As you can also find us on Instagram. We are tasteof_reality. We've just recently posted the Valley season 2 trailer, teaser. Super excited that the Valley's coming back soon. Summer House, all those shows. Super pumped about that. But yeah, we just talk about a lot of the stuff that's on the site, some stuff that's not on the site, just what's happening in real time. And then you can go read about it on our website. And then we also have TikTok, which is also growing. So we talk about some of the articles on TikTok in more story format. So if you aren't a reader, you can just listen to it, but also go to our website because that's what helps us live.
Yeah.
And thank you for understanding, like, us bloggers. Like, it's free content. Thank you for being patient with the ads. Like,
yeah, I know it's a bummer on the website sometimes, but it's not exclusive to us. If you go on like any of the pop culture websites, there are a ton of ads, and it's such a bummer. I agree, because I consume content as well, but it really helps us afford to continue doing this. We talked about it before, as Adam knows, like he's one man. I know your husband helps you and everything, but for Ashley, it's just us. So it helps us quite a lot. People going to the site and just spending time there, engaging in the discussions. It really, really does mean a lot to us.
Yeah. So guys, make sure you go to tasteofreality.com tonight. Join the live discussion for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 3. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be back normal time, 12 p.m. Again, I'm so excited to talk about this. So this is going to be so much fun. And I did want to remind you guys too, if you guys haven't seen the link that is pinned at the top of this live chat, I also put it in the description. We are doing a giveaway for theblowcompany.com. We're actually doing a lot of them over the next month. Rose Forever partnered with us. So they are picking, we are together, 3 lucky winners to receive any Rose Forever bouquet that you'd like from the website if you win. All you have to do is go to theblowcompany.com and order one of our products and use code ROSE for 20% off. And then on top of that, right after, we are giving away a trip with our other company that we're partnering with, the Elevate Collective, to the Dominican Republic. So I'm going to play just a real quick thing for you guys, and I'm going to explain that right after.
Welcome to Elevate Collective. Our mission is simple: to connect like-minded individuals in the most breathtaking destinations around the globe and to create truly life-changing experiences. Our retreats are more than just a getaway. They're a chance to challenge yourself with expert-led workouts, enjoy healthy, locally inspired meals prepared by our own private chef, and relax in the most stunning private villas. Plus, we've added an epic excursion to showcase the beauty of each destination. Celebrate the launch of Elevate. We're giving away a free spot in our upcoming 5-day fitness retreat in the Dominican Republic. Don't miss this chance to experience it all and apply now by clicking the button below. We'll see you in paradise.
So I will tag that for you guys too. But what I'm going to do, and I was going to see if maybe Ashley and Imani wanted to partake in this, but I'm going to do a TikTok challenge where I want you guys to walk up and just ask whoever randomly, your parents, grandparents, friends, whatever, if they have tried blow. I want to see what their reactions are because I know where their mind's automatically going to go. And then after that, you can say no blow CBD. Make sure you tag us and let's see how viral we can make those videos go. And then we're going to give away a trip to the Dominican Republic. After that, it's Aspen. After Aspen, it's Oahu. And we're going to keep partnering with Rose Forever to give you guys all of the bouquets. So we love you guys. Go to tasteofreality.com tonight again for the live discussions. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody in the live chat, we love you. If you guys are part of the replay crew, you're amazing. And don't forget to smash that like button and get subscribed. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Guys.